I believe as at today, Africa still has the best stories to tell. We just haven't been able to tell our stories at the appropriate time, in the appropriate way, and for the appropriate audience. We have allowed the West to describe us, to tell our stories from their perspective. But up until tomorrow, Africa manufactures stories. Just you walking along the street, that before you get to the next junction, you will have seen something that will evoke an idea. That is how Africa is vibrant with stories. But our problem usually in the film industry, to answer your question, is lack of government support. No industry can thrive in a country where the government does not give the maximum support. I am talking from experience. In Nigeria, for instance, Nollywood is the third, like you know, is the second highest producing movie nation in the world after Hollywood, and the third in terms of revenue. No, it's the second in terms of revenue in Nigeria. Nollywood is the second most, grossing industry in Nigeria that brings in money into the country. And then it is the third highest employing industry in Nigeria because of the volume of production that goes on every single day. Nigeria releases almost 2,500 movies every year, and they all find their market, and the actors live well, they are well paid. There is an audience for the film. There are platforms. For instance, there are lots of Nigerian films on Netflix as we speak, Amazon Prime and other movie platforms. So, and all this came about because our government at some point stuck out their neck to support the industry. Like he said, it started in the 90s. Although prior to that time there had been movie making in Nigeria, but there was no structure. But from 1992, 91, 92, it became an industry. And it started with just individuals who were just seeing it as a business. In fact, these were men who were importing, then it was, what's it called? This video cassette player then. VHS, yes. They were using it to import Indian films and other foreign movies into the country. So at some point, the piracy law came about in America and all of that. So most movies were not allowed to be viewed in other countries. So, and at that time, they had stockpiled cartons and containers of VHS cassette. They didn't know what to do with. And an idea came up. They decided to just record movies with it and fill those VHS cartons with it and sell to the public. And it became an instant booming market. So at that time, there was no structure. Actors were struggling. But at some point, because we needed to fight for the future of that industry and for piracy, because like you said, piracy was a very huge interference. But the government stepped in and put in laws. And we set up National Film and Video Censors Board. There is National Copyright Commission. So they put in structures so you cannot infringe on anybody's property. Before your film goes through exhibition, it has to go through the National Copyright Commission, it has to go through this video censor. You have to copyright it, you have to own it. So nobody comes tomorrow to tell you that this is my content. So with that and the penalty and it being put into law, we have a Copyright Act in Nigeria. It's a law in our constitution. So it being put into law is a very heavy deterrent to people who might want to continue in that trade. So I believe the government has a huge responsibility, not just structurally, in terms of infrastructure, build more theaters as regards the theater industry, make availability to locations accessible to practitioners, make the environment conducive for people who want to do the arts, support them with grants, people who want, because Nigerian government did this at some point. They gave grants to theater practitioners, they gave to filmmakers, they had brands come together, and I employ Ugandan brands, corporate organizations. Please support the theater, put in your money there. There is a thriving industry. The youth will basically be employed, and talents are wasting everywhere. Africa is rich with talents. Africa is so rich with talents, but there are not enough platforms to exhibit all of this talent. So I just wish our government do more, and our private firms support more, and our people do more. The sky will be our limit. Thank you very much.
n'obulamu bwange bwonna njagala theatre nteekamu nensigala nga ndi mukalu gavumenti engisabye nengisaba I've begged the government to sponsor me in this festival but sinafuna answer yawe no answer nsaba gavumenti ye Uganda nga bwe muwagira abayimbi mutuwagire nga bwe muyita abayimbi mu palamenti nga n'olumu ekituufu kye babatwalidde tetukiraba ne mubawa amatu ne mubawa obudde naffe tusaba mutuyite at least tubalaze nti we can. Theatre is still alive, theatre is here, and we are willing to work regardless. So, but theatre practitioners, Basawa, when we mwagala theatre ya fame, okay? You guys, never mukola temubyagala. Tubegayira wegayirizi mujje mu rehearsals. We can't make it nga bakyabegayira to come for rehearsals. We will not make it, guys. Wekubanga babegayira wegayirizi to let us come and do a production and we just beg you to come for rehearsals. We cannot make it. We can make it nga buli omu ayagala kyakola. Ne bakugamba jangu sawa 8. N'otuuka sawa 11 oyagala competing n'aba Nigeria. You will not. Nga theatre child side business jemuli tetujja kikola nga tucha disrespecting the directors, writers and producers. We will not make it. Writers and producers make us who we are. Let us respect them. Twagale kye tukola bwe tubanga twagala okompetinga n'abantu abalala bwe tubanga twagala okukyusa buli kimu ekiri mu theatre twagale n'ekirala tuve ku analogo mulembe bwe gujja tutambule nagwo. Bwe babanga abayimbi balanga bivulu ne bayita aba media ne bakola press conferences aba theatre tukole ebyo. Tumanye nti industry ya music etambula ne ya theatre etambula kuba buli omu yeetaaga munne kuba n'olumu esanga tukozeseza nnyimba zaabwe mu mizannyo gyaffe naye babanga bo bataddemu amaanyi mangi nnyo nti Shamim Mwemba nina 18 nga ndi muyimbi Keza agenda kunteekayo gundi anteekeyo Jasmine anteekeyo Spice anteekeyo buli omu alange munne ng'aba theatre bw'omanya nti Shamim alinayo ku 18 nawe ogenda teekako muzannyo nga mwe bennyini aba theatre mwe mugenda okugamba katulinde Serena flopping naye ng'oli wa theatre. That's being dense. Kubanga singa sifuna abantu ne bakuba ebifaananyi nga theatre nkalu ne bwona okukola tebyagenda kujja. Even the grants that twagala mu government, they can't give us money kuba bamanya nti industry yaffe tekola. Let's come together ffenna tugambe twogere ekigambo kimu theatre ku ntikko. Bwe mba nnina omuzannyo ffenna twekwate wamu ate tumusaba tiketi zaabwerere. Twekwate wamu tugambe nti 18 tujjuza Serena nga ba theatre practitioners. Bwe tumala ogijjuza tutwale ebifaananyi mu government tubagambe we can do this, guys. Support us. But these guys will not support us nga balaba tetulina bantu. Government yaffe eyagala bantu. Eyagala kulaba naye efuniramu wa. But abavubuka bawano bwe tubayita mu theatre wano nabagamba mwokola research theatre yakolanga from Monday to Monday. Kati tukola theatre Saturday ne Sunday nga mulina abantu 30. Nze nzeka wano akola theatre nefuna abantu. Yes, I'm the only person who can stage a play and I get the full audience. I think I was a student who me go into and I go be 200. Theatre lovers are expensive. Theatre lovers